Okay, so how is the breath going to help you with girls, and how are you going to use this information so you can relax more and obviously get better with girls because that's the whole point you clicked on the video, right? Or guys or anything like that because it's kind of like just psychology. And I think you're naturally just going to do it, especially the more like relaxed you are and so on, okay? So like 2 3 nights ago, or like for like majority of my life, I remember when I was younger, I would get like really insecure, and like it was like elementary school, and I noticed like somebody said something about like a double chin or anything like that, right? And growing up, when you're like hearing that, especially like by society, like don't, oh, you have a double chin, that means you're fat, or like some shit like that. And like when I was growing up, I would naturally like just stick out my like my neck like this instead of like having it back, and low key it kind of messed me up, right? Like I wouldn't be able to hear as much or like really be present in the moment. My face would be so tight, my throat would be so tight, and like I'll just be holding on to so much tension that like I didn't even realize was there. And what this would do is like put me in like a really bad mood, like an angry mood, like like I'm always like mad type look. And by having a look like that, especially like with your body language, like just like me imagining it, like you could probably see it through my body language, that like you're not really that attractive, okay? Or like you're not really that person that like has aura, or like you're not really that person who like is like having their energy flow like naturally. And when it's like staggered, and like when you like breathe in for like maybe like 3 seconds and then like you hold your breath, like we hold our breath so much, we should be breathing in way more and breathing out way more, but like it just hurts so much, okay? And you're gonna have to go through like a lot of time by yourself, like deep breathing, practicing. And like you don't really have to be by yourself, but I recommend being by yourself, because like if you're around people, people are gonna make fun of you. Like I had my friends make fun of me, like because like my posture was fixing itself, because like I'm relaxing way more. Like my shoulders used to be like up to here or some shit, and then now they're like down here, which is like very good. And one thing I noticed after like relaxing so much recently, like it was earlier today, I just had this big ass smile on my face. Like obviously you're gonna be more smiley, you're gonna be more like happy because you're not feeling as much pain like when you're breathing in, and it low-key feels amazing when you breathe in as well. Okay. And like sometimes like you naturally just do the things that you wanted to do. Okay. So earlier today I was at work, and like I was helping people. I was like, oh, I should probably do this because it's gonna make someone else calm, and then like by helping them they're gonna help me, or like help someone else, and like it's just a chain reaction. And I just did it naturally because like I wasn't overthinking it. Like I my mind told me to do it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like I trust myself that much, and so on. Okay, I wasn't overthinking. I was just like in the present moment. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna, yeah. Okay. And then I didn't. I forgot to take my break, and my manager was like, you wanna go? You wanna leave at 9, mijo?" And I was like, no, not really. I kind of wanted to just go on my break so I can just go lay down and like go outside and like meditate. But I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna leave early, might as well just go do it anyways. Okay. So I finished my thing. I helped my friend out with his chores and so on. And I'm just chilling. I finish. I walk back. She's like, you can go home. I was like, all right, bet. Okay. Takes me a while to go home because, I'm not really in a rush for anything. And I didn't get any food. I didn't take my break food like I usually would, but it's because I felt too good. And so I just made myself a water. I didn't put a top on it or anything like that. I just went outside and I just went to the grass and I sat down and I laid there and I deep breathed. I was relaxing my neck. I was looking at the stars. I had my eyes closed and just like listening to music. I think I was listening to like Tyler the Creator. I thought you wanted to dance. What's the other one? Like some other ones. Um, and stuff like that, and I was just relaxing so much. And there was like people out there, like I'm pretty sure people were watching me do this, and I'm just like, hey, I might as like, if they see me like relaxing the way I am, they're probably gonna get even more relaxed because we hold on to so much tension without even realizing it. And sometimes like we forget that like we're holding on to so much tension. Like I didn't even know I was holding on to so much tension until I started like deep breathing and relaxing a lot. And Relaxing a lot really gets you out of your head, and also you just be smiling, you just be feeling good like almost all day. And when you feel good all day, you don't really desire that food, you don't really desire that junk food, you don't desire that that sugar or anything like that. Like earlier today when I had some like whipped cream or something, because I bought me a frappe, I was like eating it because like I had to put it in this cup, and I was like, okay, um I actually had to get some water because like it left like a weird aftertaste out of my mouth that I haven't experienced before. But it was like only after relaxing I was able to feel it and like understand it. And naturally you just feel better, so you don't crave all this stuff. But like I still give in to like some sugar, some stuff that I generally want to do. And sometimes it takes like a lot of confidence to generally do what you want to do, even though like it might seem crazy to other people. Like people probably thought I was crazy just laying in the grass, because who does that nowadays? But now it's just normal for me. Like I wanted to do it, so I did it. Okay, that's how confident you need to be, and that's how relaxed you need to be. That's how much you need to trust yourself as well. Okay. um One thing I noticed is like when you relax more and more, you start to like have these like intuitions, or like these like voices, like there's a voice or like this calling. It kind of feels like someone like like through your heart or like your mind at the same time. And I think it's just a rational self. It's like the God within inside you, the one that's creating and the one that's gonna make the best possible decisions, so you can make the best decisions to make more money, get better with girls, and so on. And like I went outside, I meditated maybe like 30 minutes. It's like 9:30 now. And like I go on my bike, or like I think I go back inside, I go pee, and then I go on my bike, and then I usually take this one route to go down a hill, so I can slingshot myself all the way through like traffic and like passing the roads all the way to my house and stuff. And like on the way going up, I noticed that there was like some trash on the floor, and I was like, okay. Like in my mind, I was like, oh, maybe I should pick up that trash. Like it might make me feel better or like whatever. But I was kind of hesitant. I was like, no, I don't want to do that right now. And so what I did was so I went up on the hill, and I was like, you know what? Like, what if it helps me better with my work, or like I help someone else, I make other people calm or some shit, and like I just naturally feel good, so I can like improve my work, right? Because if I feel good, feel happy, other people are gonna see it. I'm gonna be more attractive. I'm gonna be like more attracting than like needy and so on, right? And I just was like, okay. So I went, and then I went to go I saw this McDonald's bag, and Loki, it filled up the entire thing. I was only gonna do like a portion of the parking lot, but then eventually I just did the whole entire thing, or like 90%, because like the bag kind of got a little too full. And I just took a video, and I was like, I don't know, I don't like talking. Like I feel like if I do that and like say that and like talk about it, it feels like I'm doing it for clout or like influence or anything like that. But I just did it because like my mind told me to. And I was like, okay, like just even thinking about it, like right now, I just got a little smile on my face, right? And what's it called? Yeah, so like I take another video because like my mind told me like to bring out my phone and start filming and just start talking, and I was like, okay. And like I just did it, and then I threw out the trash at like the dumpster in the back, and I was riding my bike back to work because like I had to pee, and I was like so very close. So like I just did this really good deed, and I'm just happy, and I'm walking. I walk over to the drive-through and stuff, and I knock on the window where they are because like I saw them, right? And this is like at the point where like the lobby's closed. It's like 10 or some shit. And I was like, "Can you let me in? I kind of got to pee." She's like, "Mijo, what are you doing?" Blah 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 blah. And I was like, I kind of got to pee." And then she's like, "No." And I was like, and then like like I had an emo, and I was like, make her feel bad, like the sad puppy eyes. And like sometimes like emoting actually helps you get better with girls, because right after that she smiled and she's like, okay, like you can come in, okay, and like I wasn't overthinking it, like I knew she was gonna let me in, but so she lets me in, and I go in, I go pee, I'm just deep breathing, relaxing as much as I can. And then after that I go into the kitchen, and like I go to the back, and I'm like, I'm hungry, let can I order some food? And she's like, no, mijo, the front's closed. And I was like, I don't care, I'll order in the back. And like pay full price, you know. And then like she starts laughing and like having a good time, but like I was just like smiling, just chilling, you know. And I make my order. I go to the back and I tell her to put her like the 20% discount or whatever. Cause like originally like we had 50% and then now it's like 25. And you know, I was like, you know what, 20%, right? Because like in the back we don't really get the discount like we would in the front. That really doesn't matter. But I told her to do it and like she was like, okay, I pay for it. And then I freaking leave my phone on. I don't know where I left my phone, but yeah, I accidentally left it somewhere and like I dropped it off someplace at like the workplace. And then I come back to the front and then my manager's still in the back. She's just like taking an order and then I'm talking to the new girl and like I just have this big ass smile because like I just did something good and I was like, hey, it was like I literally just came back from like picking up trash in the parking lot and you know like I felt good, right? And I was telling her like I was a influencer, like I'm trying to help people relax. She asked me what I do and I was like I'm trying to help people relax right now so they can get better with girls, so on, and like, you know, enjoy life so like they don't have to live like this painful like crappy life, right? And you know just being like in the present moment, being really happy, you know, not really feeling like tight in my jaw or like my neck or like my back or like anywhere. Like it kind of felt, it feels really good when you breathe in and like you're relaxed like it should be, but like we're not really relaxed and like a lot of people aren't really relaxed, okay? And like, you know, when I'm in that state I'm just like smiley and like, you know, I'm like I have way more energy and like my energy just flows naturally like outside. And then like they read my body language and like they can tell I'm confident, and the only reason I'm confident is because like I don't think of anything, right? When you're relaxed you're not really thinking of much and you don't desire much, and when you don't desire much you basically get everything, you attract everything, because like you're like, oh shit, like this thing, like I'm gonna do this thing and it's gonna make me feel good, right? Like the picking up trash in the parking lot, like I just did it for myself, I didn't really do it for anyone else, even though I knew it was gonna help other people, like, you know, it's gonna help the work, the owners and stuff like get more business, more traction, because like they have a clean parking lot, you know. A lot of people don't want to go if they see trash, like um a lot of people, like imagine you wake up in the morning and like you just see trash, like you see like all this stuff that you need to do, like there's laundry, there's dishes, there's, oh I need to sweep this, oh I need to vacuum that, you know, like it doesn't really feel good. But like if you woke up inside your house and like, you know, it's clean, you don't really have to think of much, like you're not stressing about anything, you're not in a rush, or like, oh I don't need to do this and so on, right? And that's kind of like the same mindset, right? So I cleaned up all the trash so like other people wouldn't have to see that clutter and see that mess, and like they can actually be calm and calm down, you know. Maybe that's just my way of seeing it, and like, you know, being grateful and like be happy for doing so and like helping other people at the same time, you know. And yeah, so like, you know, just imagine like naturally just feeling good, and like, you know, when you're relaxed you're all automatically just going to be like telling yourself these decisions and you're just going to follow through with it, you know. You're not going to overthink about it, because like a lot of guys out here overthink, especially when it comes to girls. And I'm telling you, like, you need to think less, like you actually need to be like a little bit stupid when it comes to talking to girls or anything like that. And I'm telling you, like earlier today when I was at work, like this is like oh, what's it called? Like during work and stuff, I had to go pee like 3 times, and like each time, like she's like, "No, Zach, don't go," and I'm like, I just walk and I just go pee, and then I come back, and then she's like, "Mijo, what are you doing?" Blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, "Oh, She's like, "What are you doing in the bathroom?" I'm like, I don't know, and I just walk, and I just have this big ass smile, and like she can't really do anything because like, you know, I don't feel bad, right? Like I'm not really scared, I'm not prone to like her influence and stuff, and it shows confidence first of all, and it also shows that like I'm someone to be respected, right? Because I don't care, like I'm free, and that's like a really good feeling. So when you naturally feel good, you're gonna be more smiley, and when you're more smiley, you're gonna make other people smile as well because you put them in a good mood. Like literally, like I just be smiling and I just look at a girl, and then like she naturally smiles, or like she acts like she doesn't like me or some shit, even though deep down I know damn well she likes me. And you know, I go back to the front, you know, waiting for my food and stuff, and I'm talking to the new girl, and you know, I have this big ass smile, and then I go make my frappe. I make it, um, and then like I take some of the whipped cream off and stuff, like so I can fit it in this big cup. And oh fuck, I forgot. Oh yeah. Okay, and then like the whipped cream didn't really taste good. Like it kind of left like a little weird aftertaste. Like it was like the sugar and stuff. And I made myself a water, so I'm drinking water and I'm just looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh shit! Like I'm so grateful for you, man. I love you, and like I'm just smiling because like I just love myself, and I felt like I had everything right then and there, and like I continue to be like more relaxed and more calm and so on. I'm not really in a rush for anything. Oh, also, the weekend. Oh my gosh, the song called "Timeless." I was thinking about this too. It was earlier. This is just a random thought, but my mind told me to talk about it. The song "Timeless." Okay, when I was younger, I thought he meant like he's just timeless, as in like he's gonna live on forever, right? No, like when he means timeless, I think it means like when you're so relaxed and so present in the moment, you're not really bound to time. You're not in a rush to finish this thing in like 5 minutes, 30 minutes, or anything like that. You don't really limit yourself with anything. You just let it happen and let it unflow at its own time. And when you're timeless, it kind of like time passes by, especially when you're not looking at it that much because you're like so in the present moment and you feel really good. And that's something that you need to learn, especially as a guy, to relax and be more calm. And the more calm you are, like I'm telling you, like if like I'm tired right now, but like earlier in the day I was like way more smiley, I had way more energy, I was kind of like dancing, I was like vibing, doing my thing. And being around the girls in front of me too, I made them more happy, more smiley. Like I made her so red, I made her blush. I probably made her forget about her boyfriend. Like they both had boyfriends and I probably made them forget about him. Because like and um what's it called? I just felt like a Chad, and like I wasn't really in my head. I was just there, and like I don't really care. I was just like really grateful to like just be in presence of like of them and like really happy. And yeah, so there's this seducer out here who well, not out here, but like in the past he was like so relaxed that like he was able to make these girls tipsy, like really drunk, and like what's it called? And now that like I'm more calm, more relaxed, I kind of notice what like they mean. Like at first I didn't know, but like now I know. Okay, so it's kind of like monkey see, monkey do. Okay, they're like really tight, but they don't really know about it. So when you relax and you're like in front of them and like you're like really in the present moment and you're not in your head, like girls can like tell when you're in your head or not. And like when you're just so relaxed, calm, it gives them the chance to relax and calm down too. And like you make them feel good and make them feel like high, like when you're just around, because like you're just smiling so much, you feel too good. And like you're just attracting everybody. Like I'm talking like everybody. Like a lot of people know my name when I'm just working and so on. And especially when you feel good. That's why I was like earlier, like you should do something that makes you feel good, because when you feel good, you're naturally gonna just be more out of your head because you're gonna feel like a Chad, right? You just picked up like um a whole parking lot full of trash, like without anybody asking you to. You just did it just to do it for yourself, or like just to do a kind act or like a service to someone else. And then like you go up and then like you're around girls and like you're probably thinking about that, and like you're like, holy shit, I'm a Chad. Like who else is gonna do that? Probably not a lot of people, because they're in their head, they're scared of what other people think. And you're just out here being calm, doing what you want, and having the confidence to do what you want. Also, when you're like more calm and relaxed, you're more in the present moment. Okay, I was taking lane one in cash earlier today, and there's this old lady and she had like bandages on her her fingers and so on. And I was kind of like deep breathing, relaxing way more, and I was like, oh, what happened to your hand? And I was like I knew that she probably got like something burnt or some shit. Like you can tell a lot about somebody just from looking at them. But like I could tell like she burnt her fingers or something, right? And they were just wrapped. I was like, oh, what happened? And then she was like, oh, I burnt my fingers like a couple hours ago. I just recently just put these bandages on. And she's like, oh, I was scared, like I got rid of my fingerprints or something. I was like, you know what? You got a cool story out of it, like, right? Like all the pain is gone right now. You probably like, you have a good story to tell someone else, right? And then I show her my scar on my wrist, and she's like, I was like, you're not the only one. And basically, I got this one from like giving it to myself. I might be a little crazy, but I was kind of going like through some psychosis or some shit. When I'm telling you, do not be trapped in your room. Go outside. Go breathe some real air and like be in the grass. Okay, be a kid again. Okay, and like also when you're relaxed. Oh wait, hold on. I'm gonna go to that later. Well, I might just say it right now. When you're more relaxed, you're kind of more childish. You kind of revert back to like your old childish self because you feel more happy. You feel like, more playful. I'd be laughing all the time at myself, and then like I just be looking in my mirror. I'm just like, oh shit, you're. I was gonna say like you're one sexy ass dude, but I don't tell myself that. Maybe I should. But I was like, you know what? I love myself, and like just telling myself, looking at myself in the mirror, just smiling and like deep breathing, relaxing, healing a lot of my trauma and like going through this pain every single day. Like I'm telling you, like even though like I deep breathe and like all this pain, it hurts. Like especially like moving my neck back to like here, right? Because like when I was younger, like I would extend my neck because like I was scared of having a double chin, and like I would literally like you kind of have to force your neck back downwards, kind of like this. Especially like I recommend like laying down and like deep breathing and relaxing as much as you can. Like just put as much air as you can like going into your body, because the more you can do it. Like look, watch, hold on. You notice how like my hold on. You notice how like holy shit, I feel good right now. The deep breath freaking hit hard as fuck. Fuck, I kind of had a brain fart. Deep breathing, relaxing. Yeah, sometimes you just forget where you are, and like sometimes you just enjoy the present moment. But like when you're like, oh yeah, just lay down and just take a deep breath, and like you notice how like my shoulders kind of rolled back when I did it, right? When it kind of went like that, and I was able to get like right there, and I went like a little bit more back right here. That's something you need to do, especially while you're deep breathing. Okay, so breathe in way more, even past the pain. Okay, I want you to imagine like your body is kind of like the earth. Okay, and if you don't fill up the earth with like so much oxygen, like you kind of like imagine your body, like all the tension in your body is kind of like salt. Okay, if you had a glass of salt, okay, let's say like this is full of salt, and then you pour like a bunch of water into a bunch of water into it, like it kind of dissolves, right? That's how much you need to breathe in for your muscles to what's it called, like relax and so on, so you can actually feel the good sensation and like feel good, because we're actually supposed to be feeling good 24/7. And that's why like a lot of people who do feel good and are happy can delay gratification. They're not really going for the junk food. They're not going for like this girl, or like you naturally attract girls that generally want to be right next to you, and so on. Also, when I was relaxing like yesterday, or I think it was the other day, it's 2 days, okay, basically I was like at work, and like I was relaxing too much, and I was feeling myself, and there's this girl that I was trying to seduce in the past, and like we were in the break room, and like I sit over here in like the corner, like facing this way, and then like she's over here facing this way, and like she's kind of further away from me, but like I have my legs like extended out, and I cuff my legs like in between the chair legs, and then I pull her closer because like I genuinely wanted to. I was like I'm deep breathing, I'm relaxing, I'm getting more comfortable, and I had like this kind of sounds weird, but like I had like this sexual energy, and like I was like letting it flow throughout my body, and like I naturally just was like, okay, let me pull her closer because like I want her closer, right? And like it felt really good, like I'm telling you, like it felt good to do that. And then like she's over here, she's like, why you pull me closer? And then like she's trying to act like she don't like it, and then like I get an order, so I'm like, okay, bet, like I'm gonna go up, and she's like, why do you pull me closer? And I was like, well, if you really wanted to, you would move back, right? And then later on, she was telling me how like I knew she was talking to some guy, okay? Like I know she's talking to some guy, okay? That's why I'm like trying to give you this ball knowledge, because like I don't want you to be the guy who's like in the scenario where like she's acting like she don't have a boyfriend, or like she's not talking to you because you're not fulfilling your job, okay? Because like there's guys out here like me who are like so relaxed and like don't care if they have a girlfriend or like a boyfriend or some shit, okay? And you know Like I'm like the only one who's probably gonna tell you this like straight up, okay? So like I'm getting more relaxed, more comfortable, and at a certain point, she's like over here, like in the fridge or some shit, or like doing freezers or like restocking, and like she's over here and like in the corner, and like I'm over here, I'm just like this, and like I back up, and like I'm like, I don't know, like I kind of move my body like left to right, and then she's like looking at me, and I'm like bearing, like my eyes were like I was so present in the moment, I was so confident, and I was just like. And then the next thing she says, because like she knows my about my like videos and stuff like on Instagram, and, like she knew that like I talked about her one time because of it, and and like her guard was up, right? Her resistance was up, and then she was like, "Zach, stop trying to seduce me," or like some shit, and like because like I teach guys how to get girls and stuff, and she's like, "It's not gonna work," and I was like, "I'm not even trying to do anything. I'm just looking at you with this big ass smile." And just from there, I was like, oh shit, like Loki, it doesn't even matter. Like if I just feel too good, I'm smiling, like she's just gonna break because like she gets so in her head, right? And when she's so in her head, like she kind of like gets scared, but like it kind of relaxes her at the same time because like a man actually being in the present moment is kind of rare. And another time, I'm telling you, like it was like 2 days ago. Like I'm telling you, there's guys like me, man, who don't give a fuck. Okay, so I go into the lobby because like I'm gonna go pee, right? I see this girl, she's like some Mexican, sitting in the booth, and like I think it's in front of her boyfriend too. Her boyfriend's on her phone, like looking and like probably not deep breathing, anything like that. And I walk by, like I'm walking to go to use the restroom. I see her, we make eye contact, I smile, and I wave at her, and then she smiles back, and then she waves at me, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like this, right? And like I just got this big ass smile, have like the confidence boost from doing so. And like she did that right in front of her boyfriend. Okay. Now imagine you as like the boyfriend in the scenario. Like, and you're the one who's not deep breathing, not present in the moment with your girl or anything like that. She senses that you're not there with her. Okay. And then there's some guy like me who just like did that and like made her smile and like stuff like that. She's gonna be thinking about me while like she's in front of you, you know, which is crazy. And I know that sounds so arrogant and like so shit, but like I'm telling you, there's people like me who don't give a fuck. Okay, I'm too relaxed. I don't care if she have a boyfriend. I don't care if she's talking to multiple guys. Shit, like I don't care. Okay. So, like, I'm not trying to make you, well, not make you scared, but I'm trying to like, get you to the state where like you need to understand that relaxing is like very important, especially when it comes to girls. Okay, being present in the moment means way more to her than you being like present, like being in front of her. Like you, when you're in front of her and you're on your phone and you're not giving her attention and like so on. First of all, she can't relax. She can't really be in the feminine, so she can't be all giggly, like girly and stuff. Second of all, she knows that you're not in the present moment with her, so she's gonna be more the masculine in the direction. And third of all, she's someone like me, she's someone sees someone like that, she's gonna be thinking about me first of all right in front of you, and you're kind of getting cucked right there, bro. Like I'm sorry, which is not good. Okay. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Yeah. But eventually you just get so relaxed that like you become contagious because like in this world everybody's like, you did this such and such and such, right? But like when I'm calm and like I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Basically, like the fourth thing, or like I guess third thing, you're kind of like in the proximity, right? You're not really present in the moment with her. You're just in front of her. You're in the proximity in front of her. So she's gonna be thinking about me while you're just right there in front of her, like on your phone, like scrolling on TikTok or some shit because you don't know how to talk to a girl or like actually be interesting and go out and go like be adventurous and like actually like tell good stories to a girl. Okay, one of the best ways to get better at talking to girls is just get good at telling stories. Okay, how do you make good stories? By literally going out listening to what you have to say, right? um like earlier again, like I picked up the parking lot and I told her about it, and I had like this big ass smile on my face, and like, I felt like a Chad. So like there was no insecurities going through my head, right? And like I had all this energy boost, I had this big ass smile, I was drinking water, I feel good, like I feel my body, I feel myself. And like, I allow myself to feel like this sexual like energy, and I feel like a lot of guys are like hold back on that, right? And it's because we're not breathing fully, and like, our sexual energy is supposed to flow throughout our entire body. It's supposed to flow with us, okay? And we don't really get to do that if we're like, like hold off, like we're just like so tight, right? So you need to relax, let your energy flow, and when you let your energy flow, it flows outwards, okay? You do things for other people, people are gonna like you more. People are gonna be like, who the hell is this guy? Like, why the fuck would this guy just randomly pick up all the trash in this parking lot? Well, I don't know, but he's smiling. He's having a good time. He's relaxed. He's like, he's enjoying life right now. He's smiling, right? And imagine like two versions of me, right? There's one version of me who's like really tight and like wants to go cold approach or like go talk to this girl, but like he's too scared. Like he's dead ass too scared because like he's so tight. Like obviously, like you wouldn't feel free and like feel like it's the right thing to do, especially if like you've been told your entire life you can't do this, you can't do that, right? Just breathe and relax. I'm telling you, you need to breathe it in way more, way more. You can actually try this right now, if you want to try it. Basically, what you want to do is slow your breath. Like I'm being dead, like not to the point where you can't even like hear your breath right here. Okay, like watch this. And I could still keep on going right then and there. Okay, like I'm not fully healed yet. Like I still have some tightness, but I'm telling you, the more relaxed you are, the better. Okay, but you see how long I was breathing in for. You need to breathe in further than that. I didn't breathe in fully yet. Okay, so I'm telling you, you're gonna pass out, but the more relaxed you are, the better you're gonna be. Okay, slow down, relax. Anytime you get anxious, anytime you get like before a date or like you're about to meet up a girl, just relax. Okay, breathe in, remember to breathe. Okay, I kind of got one of my managers like, cause like she kind of yells at everybody because like she gets yelled at by her managers, and it's just like a chain event and like so on. And she like takes so many things personally because like I used to take them personally too. So like I'm understanding, okay, but like now like every time like she's like reacting, I'm just like I just look at her and I just smile and I just like breathe in. Come on, breathe in right now. And then like it hurts, right? It hurts. Like if you just tried it right then and there, it probably hurt like a shit ton. You probably feel trapped, and that's what I mean, right? But once you relax it, you actually see things for what they are. You can actually look people in the eye. You can like make eye contact with girls. And like earlier today, I was in the drive through, and this girl like she was scared. Like I made her anxious, but she was holding that eye contact, and I was holding that eye contact too. I kind of wanted to look away, but like I was holding it too. And like you can kind of see it right here. Like I kind of have the hunter eyes right now, right? And I'm not even trying, just even thinking about it, like thinking about that situation earlier, I manifested this in my body. So I'm not lying either. Okay, what's another thing? Oh yeah, it's actually gonna help you be more mysterious. Okay, so when I was relaxed, it's gonna help you become a more better seducer. And when you're a better seducer, you're gonna make multiple people, like you can actually build multiple seductions within one day, literally just by helping people. Seductions are like a service for someone, I would like to say. Okay, so yesterday I bought 26, well I was gonna buy 26 cookies, 13 for me, 13 for my family, and so on. But I actually bought 39 cookies so I can give it out to some of my coworkers, because like I'm really grateful for them, and I just felt really good, right? And when you feel good, you naturally just want to give more, and you listen to your instinct. And I was again hesitant about doing so. I was like, I don't want to spend the extra money, blah 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 blah. But I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna be making like 100K or like all this money in the future, what is like 16 bucks or like 18 bucks, right? It's not that much, right? And I was like, okay. But like I didn't, I wasn't the one who really gave, like I bought it for him, right? Like I gave it to him, but like I wasn't the one who like presented it out to them, okay? Because like I didn't want to. Okay, so I told my friend LeBron James to, what's it called, I told him like I showed them that like I bought 3 cookies. You know, I already made 2 for me and my family because like I'm finna go home and stuff like that. I didn't want to make the other 13, so I was like, okay, man, you're gonna make this 13 for me. Everybody could at least get 2 or like 1 or so, and then you can yeah, just make it for them and like surprise them, right? And then I also told my manager, she gave me a hug right then and there. She's like, oh, thank you, mijo. And I was like, okay, you know, like I don't know, I wasn't feeling anything because like I did it in the past, you know. If it feels good, right? Like I already knew it was gonna do something good, it was gonna make other people happy, you know, probably made them more relaxed, maybe actually get through the day, because I feel like a lot of people, there's not hope for a lot of people. A lot of people are scared, a lot of people like, you know, are in their heads, they don't know what to do and so on. And maybe like just doing that one kind act can actually make them a better husband to their wife or kids, or like, you know, make them go home, make them a better like partner to their partner, you know, maybe go clean their house, maybe like, you know, do something kind for themselves, right? Or like something good that to impact someone else, and it's just like a chain event. And you know, like I was so deep breathing, like I was so relaxed. I didn't even care. Like, you know, like I knew all that was gonna happen, but like that's kind of why I did it. Like I didn't even have to get anything in return. Like I still haven't got anything in return. But the thing that I got in return was actually happiness. Like just being happy. And I see why the monks do what they do. Okay. They deep breathe, they relax, you know, they go out of their way to do an act of service or like, you know, stuff like that because it feels generally good. And like, you know, they're relaxing way more, and you know they don't really desire that much. And when you don't desire that much, right, imagine like the needy version of you right now. Okay, back then I used to be so needy. I used to be like, oh, I need this girl, I need this, I need that, I need that. Now I don't give a crap if a girl is like texting me or not, right? Because like I'm not in my head, I'm not lacking anything because I feel good right now. I feel good just being myself, right? And you know eventually you get so relaxed, you just appreciate it. And I think this is like where all the like people who like make a really big impact in the world, like, you know, all the top creators, everybody who's creating their craft and stuff, they were able to relax and they all experienced the same thing. Okay. um yeah, there's this one guy. He is like some black guy. He made I Pink Toes. If you listen to that song, he talks about rainbows, sunshine, and like everywhere I go. And it's because you feel good. You're relaxed, you're calm, you're not like in your head. And when you're like in the present moment, like right now, like I'm really in the present moment. I'm just saying whatever coming to my mind, you know? And it feels really nice, right? Like I'm not overthinking about it. I'm just hitting flow state, okay? And like you see all these like things, I'm telling you, I can see like almost everything, like even like on the sides I see my TV and so on. And you probably can't see that because you're tight, you're holding on to some tightness in your face and like your neck and so on. But yeah, also you're gonna be more attractive when you're relaxed too, okay? Because before I used to stick out my head like this because or like some I don't know, like naturally, like I'm just going back now. But like when I like I used to have my head like up like this or some shit, but like now it's supposed to be like down, you know. I can actually relax it, relax my jaw. And by doing so, like it makes my jaw look way better. It makes me look more of a Chad. It makes me have way more testosterone. I'm actually getting blood flow to my face now because I used to struggle with like a bunch of acne. I used to be very insecure about it. But like now that like I'm relaxing more, my sleep is getting better. So obviously like my collagen is gonna be better. I'm gonna have more blood flow. Like, you know, imagine like you're sticking out your neck all day, like, and you don't even realize it, and you're holding on to that tension for years. And like imagine like all the blood flow like going through your face. It's not gonna be that much. So obviously you're gonna be like breaking out way more, right? So if you just naturally like just let your shoulders roll back and like, you know, relax and like see things as they are, you're not going to be in your head, you're not going to be overthinking, you're not going to reject yourself when it comes to girls. And I can tell when it comes to a lot of girls, back then I would just reject myself before anything happened. And when you do that, obviously you're gonna put yourself in the body language in the state of, you know, lack and like neediness. And like when you're in that state, you're obviously gonna get rejected. But like if there's the, you know, the traumatized version, like the irrational, the one that's really tight and stuff, holding on to so much tension. And then there's the rational one who's just like out of their head, you know, calm and just like, oh hey, I thought you're pretty, what's your name? And then like you're just talking to her and like having a conversation, right? You're not in your head, you're just like, oh, what's your name? And then like you're just present in the moment with her, smiling, enjoying the moment with her, and she's gonna remember you way more than the version of you who's just like blah 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 and like trying to rush everything, right? Take it slow, like literally go slower in everything you do. Brushing your teeth, everything you do, if it's rushed, then you do everything else rushed. If you do one thing slowed and then you do a next thing slow, naturally, you automatically kind of do more and you feel good. Okay. Especially if you go out your way and do something nice for someone else, it's going to make you feel better, way more happier. And you're obviously going to have this big ass smile to attract so many girls. And you're going to make them smile. You're going to make them feel good. They might be a better partner to their partner or like so on, right? You might make them feel drunk or tipsy like I am. Like I'm at this state where like I just make them drunk or tipsy because they're so tight and I'm just like so relaxed. And I just say whatever comes to my mind. I don't overthink it. And I actually talk less when it comes to you know stuff like that because like I desire less, right? We talk more. We can't really be in our silence or anything like that because we're so tight, we're scared. And like imagine like you're in the woods, right? And like you're in fight or flight, so you're gonna be like obviously holding your tension because you're like, oh holy shit, there's like a tiger, right? Imagine your great ancestors, like you probably had like that tension, right? But like after you relax, you can actually feel your back, you can hear all this sound. And like after like a while of deep breathing and relaxing way more, I obviously stopped reacting to so much stuff because like a lot of the times when girls say no, it's actually a yes. They're just testing you. Okay, it's kind of like a shit test to see if like you're actually him or not. Okay, and the only way you're gonna be him is just by deep breathing and relaxing, and your body language is naturally just gonna follow itself. Okay, um, like naturally, like I became more attractive because like I'm getting more blood flow and like my chin's down. I can actually look at you, have hunter eyes, and you know um what's it called? I feel better, right? I'm gonna have way more charisma. When you're comfortable, you have way more charisma. You're gonna be out of your head. You're gonna be able to see people for who they are, give them really good compliments because you see what's on their body. You're like, oh, I like your shirt, or like, oh, this, right? And when you're confident and so on, you can actually make some awkward interactions. Like, say you're walking by someone in public, you can actually make an awkward interaction, like actually like a good one, and actually leave it like someone else feeling better. Okay, what I mean by that is like say that we're walking in public and like you see me and I have like this big ass smile, and then like I just see you and I wave at you and I'm like hi, and then like I have a smile and then you have a smile. I'm like hi, I like your shirt or some shit. You're gonna be like, oh thank you, and then you're gonna feel more confident, and then you're gonna be like thank you man, and then like just keep on walking, right? And then there's the second version where like I'm insecure, like I'm traumatized and like I'm really in my head, and I'm like okay, I walk and we're walking next to each other, and like I can't look at you. I'm like this, I'm like red, I'm like, oh you don't exist, like I ignore you, right? And that's not a good feeling. Okay, so by actually being more calm and relaxed, more charismatic, you actually make things better for other people, especially when it comes to awkward situations as well. Okay, and you get really good at reading people too. I was able to read this guy. Okay, like he came through the drive-through and like we looked at each other, and then I was like I kind of got like baseball vibes. I was like, hey man, do you like baseball? He was like, yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, I just got the vibe off of you. I don't know, just looking at you, it just gives off baseball. Like you like baseball. And I was like, I used to play baseball or some shit. He was like, oh shit. And then like it kind of makes him like more relaxed, more in a mood, and like and especially at work, you actually enjoy yourself way more because like you can talk to people like as a real person. You're not a fucking robot. You're someone, right? You see them for who they are. You're happy. You're grateful for them, and then like you don't want to change them for who they are. And like you have this unconditional love, and when you have this unconditional love, it's so rare. Like imagine like a mother, right? She loves you to the ends of the earth, even if you mess up so many times. Like I know like there's probably some like criminals out here, like murderers or anything like that, and their mom still probably loves them even though they've done that, right? Because like she just came out of you, you birthed her, like she raised you and so on. Like yeah, there's some others out here like who don't do that, but like unconditional love is rare, and if you can give it out to so many people and like not ask anything in return, I'm telling you, you're gonna get everything in return, man. All the girls, money, fame, status, popularity, people just naturally talk about you, and when they talk about you, they talk good about you, and then like they're like, oh shit, who's this that guy, right? And then eventually you just get so relaxed that like when it comes to like being in the presence of like women or like other people, like you help them out just because you're so relaxed. Okay, you clean up the spot. Like I was over at the movie theaters like last week or some shit to go watch the new Spider-Man movie, peak, okay? But I went to, I talked about it in my video where I was like, I got rid of my icy because I wanted to go get some water because it would have made me more happy. And that's what I did. I went to go get some water. It took a while, but like, I was being patient and so on. And I noticed that there was some trash on like the counter and stuff, like, some straws and like, straw wrappers and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, there's like a napkin. I pick it up and I put it down. I just help the coworkers out, and they're probably gonna be like, "Oh shit, like this guy's a chat. Thank you so much," right? Even though I did something so small, like I helped them out. I made them a little bit more calmer than if they were to see that and like have to put up with it, right? Because if they saw that, like probably in their head, like their ego's gonna be like, "Oh fuck, like I have to do this shit," and then they're probably gonna block it out or like be like, "Oh, freaking lazy ass customers" or some shit, right? And that's not good. But since I picked it up, she's probably like, "Oh shit, like this guy's a chat, like what is it? Why is he so happy, right?" And like she sees my smile on my face, and I'm just getting water. She's like, "Oh shit, he's healthy too, right?" And you just feel good about yourself, and when you feel good about yourself and you don't have to rely on anyone else, you are the source of everything, and this is where you find God is inside of you. Okay, you can have whoever you want, you can have whatever you want in this lifetime, you can be rich, popular, anything like that. You just first have to relax. Okay, man, that's basically the secret to all of this, to girls, money, fame, status, popularity, and so on. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm giving you full permission to relax, let go, and generally do what you want. And after you start generally doing what you want, like I'm telling you, like earlier, like about like cleaning the parking lot and stuff, like my body, my mind, my soul, my God consciousness told me to do that because it would have made me feel better, so my work could be better for y'all. Okay, that is your rational self, and that's basically God within inside you. Okay, so relax, calm down, so you can actually hear it. Everything is so much clearer. Nothing's pretty much going through my head except like what I'm saying right now. Okay, and eventually you just hit flow. You just feel good all day. You actually want to help people, and you generally want to do more because like your sleep is better. You're gonna have way more energy. You're gonna be way more happier. Your dopamine levels are gonna go down. You're not even gonna have to try for like losing weight. Like I'm generally about to get my six-pack abs just because like my lower abs, just because I'm deep breathing and relaxing way more. Okay, also, your digestive system's way gonna be way better. Your skin's gonna be way better because you're gonna have way more blood flow. You're gonna have like a lot of confidence with your body language because your body is naturally just gonna go back to the state where it's originally supposed to be. But like we are kind of like traumatized and scared to look at people, so like we look the other way, and so stuff like that, right? Like imagine like you see a pretty girl, like a lot of guys, especially like they're holding on to tension and like traumatized and stuff like that. It's okay to be traumatized. I used to be traumatized too. Okay, everybody in this world is feeling a lack of some way or another. That's why it's very good to be a seducer and like listen to say what they want, right? That's how you actually make people more calm and actually more happy, is because like I'm so present in the moment. I feel so good about myself. Like I hear something that they need, and like they say it right, or it might come out as like a complaint, judgment, or something, but I know there's lack because they said something, and I was like, okay, I know what they need. I'm gonna go do it. I do it. They feel way more calm, way more relaxed. They can actually enjoy the present moment. They can be here with me and like enjoy it with me. Okay. You need to be that same person, that same seducer, that same guy who is really good with girls. You know why? Because he feels good himself. You are insecure, you're scared, you're in your head because you don't feel good. Okay. Deep breathe and relax. And I know it's gonna be painful, and I know you're gonna pass out, and I know it's gonna be like long nights. Okay, but if you focus on this one thing, I'm telling you, this is gonna change your life for so long. You're gonna be so grateful. I told you about this. You're gonna be so grateful for everything. And like imagine you're so grateful for like the small things, right? I'm grateful for this freaking water just because it's here right now, just because it can hydrate me just a little bit more, so like my skin is a little bit more clear, so like I am a little bit more full, so I don't have to eat like junk food or anything like that, right? Imagine being so happy over the smallest things, and like imagine like you're just starting to attract like the bigger stuff when it comes in, right? So go out your way, listen to your intuition. Don't question every little thing. Don't question, like don't be in a rush for anything. First of all, slow down. You need to get like at this state where like you're so relaxed that like you're not even looking at time. You're not gonna be like, oh, I need this done like right now. I don't need this done in 30 minutes. I don't need this done 30 seconds, 5 minutes or anything like that. If you put a timer on yourself, you're just limiting yourself and you're just causing yourself more stress, especially if you're rushing yourself, okay? Slow down, relax, especially if you're going for a run or like, trying to improve yourself. There's no rush, okay? The world is yours and it's still going to be here today, tomorrow, and so on, okay? Until you die. So practice deep breathing as like a religion, or not religiously, but like, kind of like to the point where like it's the only thing you could probably think about, and you just get to the point where you want to breathe so deeply and relax. Okay, I'm telling you, there's no other better feeling than just like breathing in fully and relaxing. Okay, you get to feel like your testosterone goes up, you're gonna have way more muscle, you're gonna be looking way more better, you're gonna have way more confidence because like your head's literally like aligning, like you're actually stacking up and up instead of like being curved or some shit. And you're actually going to show off some confidence because your shoulders are rolled back. They're going to see you, they're going to respect you, they're going to look at you a different way. Okay. um I think that's about it. There's obviously gonna be more stuff in the future because, like, I'm still on that grind. I'm still getting experience and so on. One thing I will say is, like, before, like, if you're trying to build mystery and stuff like that, being more relaxed and so on is actually gonna help you. Okay, because when I text girls, I text her when I want to. Okay, like I'm telling you, when I say I do what I want, I do what I want. Right? If I want to go meditate outside, if I want to go lay in the grass or some shit, I'm gonna go lay in the grass and go chill, relax. Okay, that's me. That's me resting right then and there. Okay, if I'm gonna text this girl, I'm gonna go text her. Okay, I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna be like, hey, what's up, blah blah blah, or like, if I don't want to answer to like her question or some shit, like she asked me or anything like that, I'm just gonna be like, hey, I bet you can't guess what happened, or like I just tell her a random story. I was like, earlier today, like, I left my phone at work because I was like so relaxed and so deep breathing that like I didn't even like realize it was gone until it was like 12, and like after I showered and like I had to go ride my bike all the way back to work and like get it so I can film these videos for y'all, which is literally what happened, right? And that kind of sounds like made up, right? But like that's generally what happened, so I can't really fake it, and like that's where I got the story. So you kind of have to do these random stuff and like go out your way, don't be scared, have confidence, and go actually explore and listen to your own intuition. Because like just by listening to myself right then and there, I was able to get my phone, able to make these videos, able to like enjoy myself and relax way more, and actually like hit flow state while making these videos and helping y'all out at the same time. Very powerful, very crucial, and I don't know, I like it. Okay. um oh yeah, so when I'm like texting girls, right? So I forgot exactly what she said, but she said something, and I was like, I don't want to answer that, right? So I was on top of this roof, like someplace I wasn't supposed to be, someplace like mysterious, right? And I was relaxing, stargazing, meditating, relaxing my body as much as I can, staring up at the stars, laying down. And I look over to the right. I'm like, oh shit, this is probably like some aura right here. If I can just like take a picture, I'd be like, hey, guess where I'm at, right? Or like I text her, I bet you can't guess where I'm at right now. And she said like Waffle House or some shit. I was like, nah. And then I took a picture on Snapchat and I put guess now, or like something about like guess now or some shit. And it actually made me have more aura, more mystery, and like so on, because I sent it to her, right? And then like I don't answer that. Like right after that, I just get off my phone and I just go back to deep breathing and relaxing on top of the roof. And she's probably gonna be thinking about me way more because like who does that, right? And by doing that and like going out your way to doing these random stuff and like getting her to guess, she like it's basically getting her to think about you, because like a lot of guys suck at being mysterious, right? Okay. And this kind of ties back to earlier where like I was like, I had my manager, LeBron James, make the cookies for them and like give them out, even though like I was the one who paid for them and so on. Like I already knew it was gonna happen. Like I didn't care. Like you're like, you desire less and like you're just nonchalant. You just did it for them, okay? And like you feel like a chad for it. Like you just feel like you have everything, so like you just give out more, okay? That's kind of what it feels like. And yeah, like it's kind of like that. Like you're just more nonchalant, more mysterious. Like me, by like just leaving and like not giving it to them, maybe like that, right? It actually creates more aura than if I just like actually give it out to them right then and there, right? They're gonna be like, oh shit, like what? Why did Zach give it to us like personally, right? He just did it just to do it, and I was like, oh yeah, right? More mysterious. They're gonna be like, "Oh, who is Zach?" And then earlier today, when I was at work, I overheard them talking like in the break room, not break room, but like in the kitchen, and they said something about Zacharias or some shit, and I was like, "Oh, they're talking about me." And I think it was because I went to go pee, and I was getting yelled at by my manager, and I was like, "Oh, like oh," I was like, "Oh, oops." I had to go pee. Sorry, but like it's not against the law to go pee. I feel like it's weird if you like hold your pee in for too long. Like back then, I used to hold it in, but like nah, I don't care. I just go when I want. And I was just walking. I was like relaxed, and like I'm getting yelled at and like being rushed, but I'm just like walking and relaxing, and by doing so, I'm just a Chad, and like everything just aligns with me. And yeah, you're just gonna be making better decisions. It's also gonna help you with business, but that's not really about this video. If you need help with girls and like you want to get better at like seducing girls and like getting better at talking to them, less insecure, obviously like relax more. Like that's probably the best tip I could probably give you. But also, if you need anything like that and like you want some coaching from me, like one-on-one coaching, or like if you want to join my community where we have multiple people who like this, right? Eventually, we're gonna have so many people that like we're gonna help each other out. We're gonna be so relaxed. You're gonna be part of my tribe, part of my community. It's a paid community. It's only $60. I should be charging like $500 for it, but you can buy it like the first month for like $60 and like get the first courses for free, unless you want to buy the and all the courses at once, which is like 310, I think. And basically, I just walk you through the entire seduction, like when you first meet somebody, choosing the right victim, right target, because sometimes you waste your time with like people who like don't even want you in the first place, right? You can't seduce everybody in this lifetime, but I'm telling you, you can seduce a lot. Okay. And then I walk you through it to where like getting them to where they fall in love with you, creating mystery, and using the contrast effect, sending mixed signals, mixing pleasure with pain, and so on. And I actually have a free video of my course on my YouTube channel. I think it's like 2 or 3 videos down. It's just mixing pleasure with pain and so on. And if you feel like joining the community, basically there's just going to be a link in the description where you can just click it. It's going to send you there. You can buy it and like pay for it, and yeah, that's about it. I'll walk you through like all the way to the end, and then you can either have a relationship like reseducing them over and over again, or you can just leave them and go to another girl. Or for me, eventually you just get so good, like so relaxed, that you can seduce like so many people at once. Okay, which is like a really good state that you need to be in. Okay, but you're not going to get to that state unless you're relaxed. Okay, that's why I made this video, and that's why I'm giving you this free ball knowledge. Okay, but if you feel like joining the community, there's going to be a link in the description. Just click that, John, and just join it and be a chat like me. And I can help you, coach you, walk you through. Even if you have questions with like some girl like you're trying to seduce right now, and like you don't know what to do in the scenario, I can literally just give you like tips. Like, should I be like, hey man, you need to do this, this, and this, and like figure out this, like get the information you need. And then I'll be like, okay, you're going to do this exact thing because she said she likes this, and so on. Okay, and like I'm gonna help you surprise her and like be a really good seducer, and then eventually you're gonna get good, and then you can go off and then like surpass me like you're supposed to. Okay, that's kind of what it is, right? I'm here to help you because if you're younger than me, I'm 18 right now, I'm starting off pretty good. But if you're younger than me and you're learning this stuff, basically you're gonna surpass me in this lifetime. And Loki, I respect it, Loki. You know, you have to surpass your master. Like we have to evolve, and if the younger you learn this, the better. Okay, I'm telling you, you're gonna have like that positive feedback loop and so on. Okay. Anyways, y'all have a great night. Oh wait, also use psychology in the courses too to help you get girls. Like it's literally how human nature acts. Okay, you can do it even if you're a girl or anything like that. I just say girls or anything because I'm a guy and I'm naturally attracted to girls. Okay. But yeah. Anyways, y'all guys have a great night. I love y'all. Y'all guys be safe. I'm grateful for you watching to the end of this video, and I respect you for it. Okay. Go out, deep breathe. Breathe in way more you need to. Breathe out way more than you need to. And you're gonna push through that pain. Even if you hear some popping, it's okay. because your body is just adjusting back to its normal state. Okay, we're not supposed to feel pain while we're breathing in, so go till you like eventually you like you'll understand what I mean because like you'll be so relaxed. But you just need to start your journey now if you haven't started, or continue your journey and deepen your breath way more and slow it down. Okay, no rush, no need to be anywhere right now. You are perfectly where you are right now, and I'm telling you, you will naturally just start making better decisions. Just focus on your breath out of everything when you're anxious, before a date, before talking to a girl, and so on. And the more relaxed you can be in that moment, the better your chances are for scoring. Okay. Anyways, y'all have a great night. Y'all guys be safe. I love y'all. Bye. Okay. Be safe. Bye.